प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वदाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. Sloka 107, the last shloka in Vishnu Sahasranama is Shangabridnandaki Chakri Shangadanva Gadadharaha ratha-anga-pani rakshobhyaha sarva-prakaranayutaha om namahiti. There are 8 namas in this shloka, and they are Shankabruth, Nandaki, Chakri, Shangadanva, Gadadharaha, ratha-anga-panihi, akshobhyaha, sarva-prakaranayutaha. So this shloka, the last shloka in Vishnu Sahasranama, it describes the weapons of Bhagavan. What are all weapons Bhagavan is having? And Bhishmacharya purposefully included this shloka as the last shloka because the bhaktas will have a confidence that Bhagavan is so powerful, divine. All his divine weapons are described here. So it gives a confidence in the mind of the bhaktas. The first nama is Shankabrutu. Brutu means one who holds or one who has, one who wears. And Shanka means everyone knows it's conch. The name of the conch in the Bhagavan's hand is called the Panchajanyaha. There is one interpretation in the Puranas that the Panchajanyaha is an Asura. And Bhagavan killed that Asura and he is having his soul in his hand. That is one interpretation. But another interpretation is that Shankar, it represents the Tamasa Ahankara. Tamasa Ahankara, and it is from the Tamasa Ahankara, the Pancha Bhutas evolved. So the name of the Shankar itself is the Panchajanya. Panchajanya. That is the Janya, that is the birth of the 5 elements. So it implies the Tamasa Ahankara of the Prakriti. When Bhagavan decided to become many, from the Moola Prakriti first evolved the Mahat Tattva. That Mahat Tattva had all the beings in it as a latent, potent form. All the beings, that is living and non-living, everything, it was present in that Mahat Tattva as a seed. You can say it as a seed, or you can say it as a potent energy, latent energy, as a karma, whatever it can be. So it all had the universal karmas in it. That is the Mahat Tattva. From the Mahat Tattva evolved the Ahankara. That Ahankara is that universal Ahankara. It is not the individual Ahankara. It had the microcosm and the macrocosmic Ahankara, that I consciousness. Only when the Ahankara evolves, then this world will be separate from Bhagavan. So that Ahankara evolved from Mahat Tattva. From that Ahankara evolved Satvik Ahankara, Rajas Ahankara and Tamas Ahankara. From the Satvika Ahankara evolved the Indriya Devas, that is the governing power of our 5 Jnanendriyas and the Karmendriyas, that is from the Satvika Ahankara. From the Rajas Ahankara evolved the 10 Indriyas, that is the 5 Jnanendriyas and the 5 Karmendriyas. From the Tamas Ahankara evolved the Panchabhutas. It evolved gradually. It was all is explained very detailed in Srimad Bhagavata Purana. So the whole Bhagavan having that conch in his hand, it represents the tamas ahankara, and it is from that the five Buddhas developed or came out or evolved, and it also represents the human ego, I consciousness, which destroys our everything, which separates us from Bhagavan. So that also evolved. It represents it. That's why during the puja time, we blow the shankar to dispel the ego in us so that we can unite with Bhagavan. Some people, they say it is to blow off all the negative energies. Negative energies, where are they? In our mind only as negative thoughts. So when we blow off all that, we can unite with Bhagavan. That's the main reason for blowing shankar in the time of puja. So that is Shankaprata. Bhagavan who holds that Shankar in his hand is a Shankaprata. The next nama is Nandaki. Nandaki means Nandakam is the name of the sword which Bhagavan has in his hand. And this Nandakam, it is an embodiment of knowledge or Brahma Vidya. With this sword, Bhagavan cuts off our avidya. So, to represent that, Bhagavan is having that sword called a Nandakam in his hand. It's an instrument used to destroy avidya. And the next nama, Chakri, one who holds the chakra in his hand is a Chakri. Bhagavan in his raised right arm, he holds the chakra. The name of the chakra is called Sudarshana chakra. Sudarshana, that which gives good vision for us is Sudarshana. Many people will say that Sudarshana wards off enemies. The enemies are bad impressions in our mind, evil impressions in our mind. So when we worship that Sudarshana chakra, it wards off all the evil impressions or the power karmas in our mind. And this chakra in the hands of Bhagavan, it symbolizes the constant movement of our manas. The manas constantly moves. Even if we think of something good at one time, the next second we think something bad. Or our papa karmas will drag off here and there. So to stop that mind, we have to worship that Sudarshana chakra so that it gives us the good vision. So it represents the constant movement of the mind, and using that chakra only, Bhagavan kills the enemies, that is the Asuras, which implies that Bhagavan destroys the evil impressions in their mind and unites that Asura with him. And the chakra also symbolizes the samsara chakra or the kala chakra. Bhagavan is in control of our samsara chakra, or you can say it as the kala chakra. He is in control of the time. So he is called Chakri. One who holds the chakra in his hand is Chakri. The next nama, fourth nama is Shangadanva. The name of the bow in the hands of Bhagavan is called Saranga. Ratha-anga-pani, we say. So that bow, it represents the Rajas Ahankara. So the bow alone represents the ego in a person, and the arrows, it represents our five sense organs. Just like how a bow is without any use, without the arrows. So just like that, when our sense organs or when our senses are subdued, then our ego will automatically vanish. So the Shanga, that is the bow in the hands of Bhagavan, it represents the Rajas Ahankara. And by using that bow and arrow, Bhagavan, he subdues our Ahankara. He subdues our senses, our desires, and it subdues our ahankara and merges with him. So that's the meaning of Shangam, that is the bow in the hands of Bhagavan. And so he is called Shangadanva, that is the fourth nama in this last shloka. And the fifth nama in this shloka is Gadadharaha. Gadadharaha means one who holds the gata. Gata means mace. The nama of the mace in the hands of Bhagavan is Kaumotaki. and it represents the buddhi in us. So when we worship that gatha, it gives us buddhi, that is the right thought at the right time and at the right place. So without this only we all suffer. So that's why when you see Lord Hanuman, he has a big mace in his hand. He is the personification of buddhi, isn't it? Bhagavan Hanuman means buddhi. So buddhi means that Kaumotaki mace. With that, he Bhagavan assesses the buddhi in a bhakta, in a person. So he holds that Kaumotaki in his lower left hand. The next nama is ratha-anga-pani. Ratha-anga-pani. Ratha means chariot, anga means part, pani means having in his hand. So this indicates an incident in the Mahabharata war. When the Mahabharata war commenced, Bhagavan Krishna, he said that I will not wield any weapon in this war. I will be a charioteer, but I will not wield any weapon. Bhishmacharya at that time itself thought in his mind that I will make Krishna to take a weapon. He had in his mind like that. I will make him to break his promise. So on the 9th day of the war, Bhishmacharya was showering arrows on Arjuna. Arjuna could not bear it, and Bhagavan Sri Krishna, it is his duty to protect Arjuna, not to protect Arjuna, but to protect Dharma. So Bhagavan Krishna, what he did, he jumped off from his chariot and he saw a broken chariot nearby. He took the wheel of that chariot and wheeled it against or targeted against Bhishmacharya. At that time, Bhishmacharya made Bhagavan Krishna to remember that Krishna, you have promised that you will not take any weapon in this war, but now you have lifted this chakra and you're going to target it against me. So you have to break your promise. See how I made you to take the weapon, Bhishmacharya said. So in this last shloka, Bhishmacharya is including that nama and describing Bhagavan with that nama. Ratha-anga-pani, ratha-anga-pani. So that's a very beautiful incident happened in Mahabharata war. The next nama is Akshobhyaha. Kshobhyaha means agitation. Akshobhyaha means one who is not agitated in any situation. There is a slight difference between anger and agitation. Anger means when we do not get anything or when we have so much failure, we express our emotion. So that is anger. But agitation is different from it. It shows enmity towards a person. It comes out of enmity. So that is agitation. And Shobhya means agitation. Bhagavan never gets agitated because he doesn't have enmity towards anyone, because this creation is his own. All the beings in core or in essence is not different from him. He knows it very well. Only we do not accept it or we do not know it. But Bhagavan knows it very well. So he is not angry with anyone or do not have any enmity with anyone, not even with Ashwatthama or Duryodhana. Because of their act, they have to suffer like this. So he is Akshobhyaha, one who is not agitated because Bhagavan is beyond the gunas. Sarva Praharanayudaha, that is the 1000th nama in Vishnu Sahasranama, the last nama of this shloka also. So the meaning of this nama is Sarva Praharanayudaha. He has infinite weapons. Bhagavan has so many weapons, we saw it. Not only this, these are all his famous weapons, but apart from it, what all he considers or takes, it is a weapon for him. For example, in the Nrisimha Avadara, he killed that Ashura only with his nails, sharp nails. So Bhagavan, he used the sharp nails as a weapon to kill the Ashura, to protect his Bhakta. And like that, in Sri Rama Avatara, when a crow continuously disturbed Sita Devi, Sita Mata, Bhagavan, he took a grass, a mere grass, and he just said mantra and targeted towards that crow. It just uh, drove off that crow to the three lokas. That grass was following that crow. That crow is, of course, the son of Indra, and he wanted to disturb Sita Devi purposefully. So it drove off the crow so badly that the crow has to run through the three lokas. So whatever he takes, it's a weapon for Bhagavan. So this Nama is said as the 1000th Nama. The last Nama is Vishnu Sahasranama purposefully, because when we chant Vishnu Sahasranama, the bhaktas will have the confidence that Bhagavan is so powerful. He has so many weapons, and so he will protect us in all ways. So that's the main purpose for including this Nama as the last Nama in Vishnu Sahasranama. And this Nama is repeated twice just to indicate that Vishnu Sahasranama has successfully concluded. Sarva Prakaranayutah Om Nama Iti. So it ends with an auspicious note, Om Nama, to that Bhagavan. So this repetition of this Nama 2 times, it indicates the conclusion of Vishnu Sahasranama. And the summary of this shloka is Bhagavan holds the conch, chakra, the sword, the bow, the mace, and all this he holds in his hands. He is the wielder of wheel, not disturbed by any situation, and he has infinite weapons and infinite power. Some acharyas have included another shloka as the last shloka of Vishnu Sahasranama, but Sri Adi Shankaracharya's Bhashya has not included it. But it is customary to recite this last shloka 3 times at the end of Vishnu Sahasranama. So I have thought of including it, but many acharyas, they have included this shloka. And some acharyas say that this is the first shloka of the Phalashruti. And some acharyas say that chanting this mantra alone is enough to chant, and instead of reciting the entire Phalashruti, it is enough to recite this one shloka alone. That's the view of some acharyas. But anyway, it is customary and it is traditional to chant this or recite this shloka for 3 times at the end of Vishnu Sahasranama. So let us see that shloka. Vanamali gati shangi shangi chakri chanandahi Shriman Narayano Vishnur Vasudevo Abhirakshatah. The meaning is, Vanamali means that mala which is made up of garland that flowers from the forest. Vana means forest. The garland made from the forest flowers. And the name of that Vanamala is called Vaijayanti, and it is a peculiar mala made with 5 different types of flowers. So that is this Nama Vanamali. And Gati means one who holds the mace, Gata. And that is Kaumautaki. And Shanki means Shangayudapani, that is bow. And Shanki means one who holds the conch. Chakri, one who holds the chakra. And Nandaki, one who holds the sword, Nandaka. And Shriman, Bhagavan has Shri always with him. Shri can mean wealth, prosperity, auspiciousness, beauty, Brahma Vidya. So many meanings for Shri we have seen in different namas throughout Sahasranama. Narayanaha. Nara means Atma, Ayana means about or resting place. One who rests in all the beings, one who is present in all the beings is Narayanaha. That's why the Ashtakshari mantra of Bhagavan, Om Namo Narayana, is very famous, because it is the mantra to invoke the divine power already existing in us. We feel that we are different from Bhagavan, but Bhagavan doesn't feel that. But he doesn't say also that each being is not different from Bhagavan in the core, in the essence. In the form, we may be different, in our mind, entirely different, but as the core Atma, we are not different from Bhagavan because Bhagavan is non-dual. There is nothing outside Bhagavan. Everything is inclusive of Bhagavan. So, saying that Nama, Om Namo Narayanaya, that invokes the divine power in us. If we chant this mantra, then it makes us realize that we are not different from Bhagavan. And Vishnu is one who pervades the entire cosmos. And Vasudeva is the son of Vasudeva, as well as the one who resides in all beings, the divinity which covers the entire universe. All these meanings are given for Vasudeva. Abhirakshatuhu. So it means that by this Vishnu Sahasranama, reciting this Vishnu Sahasranama, I have invoked the indwelling divinity in me. Let that divinity protect me. Abhirakshatahu. Let that divinity protect me. Bhagavan is everywhere, but he is also in us. That we fail to understand or we fail to recognize or identify. So let that Bhagavan, who is the indweller in us, let that Bhagavan protect me in all situations and in all time. Narayana, who wears the garland of forest flowers, who has the mace, conch, discus, that is the chakra, sword, who pervades the whole cosmos, who is the indweller in me, who is residing in me as Narayana, let that Narayana protect me. So this is Vishnu Sahasranama. It comes in Mahabharata, Anushasana Parva, in Bhishma and Yudhishthira Samvada. And the Phalashruti of Vishnu Sahasranama is equally important. Many do not know the phala, what benefit we get by reciting this Vishnu Sahasranama for a long time. And many people recite it even from the very young age. But we do not know exactly what is the benefit. It is good, so we are chanting it. Maybe our elders would have said us that it will ward off all the negativities in us or the evil in us. So you will become a good child if you recite it. But all these are true. But more than this, are the benefits of Vishnu Sahasranama. It is said by Bhishmacharya himself. So I will explain the Phalashruti of Vishnu Sahasranama in my next upload. Kayena vacha manasendriyairva buddhyatmana va prakriti swabhavat karomi yatyat sakhalam parasmai Narayana-yeti samarpayami. Om Tat Sat.